I'm up 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the play. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. Down to the 25. Eric Kendricks in on the tackle.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Hey, let's go. Hey, gun.
On 2nd down, Freeman. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard.
Get up!
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
On 3rd and 1, it seems natural to just turn and hand it to the biggest guy you have in the backfield. But usually, he's not the primary runner. So for the defense, they're often keying on the running back because he's the guy who gets the ball.
And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman taking it in from 14 yards out. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
They run it again with Cook. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
3rd and long for Cousins. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. They toss to Freeman. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Hey, let's go. Four down. Gotta go.
Freeman again. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Ryan. Over the middle, complete. It's Ortiz. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. 3rd down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a 1st down pickup.
Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. Down to about the 22 here. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another 1st down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off.
Hey, let's go. Everyone's got 4 down. Gun.
Now the pitch to Freeman. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
I like the call. Inside the red zone running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guy's in the cornerback position.
Now they'll throw it with Ryan. Connects with Sanu right side. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On 3rd down, Devontae Freeman. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on 3rd down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it, stuffed them for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Cousins on first down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. A big play there on the catch and run. 48 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 27. First down, here's Cousins. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. Backer that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Gun. Get up. Hey, Tuesday. 25 tonight.
On 2nd down, Ryan. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he gets it up to the 10-yard line here. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. There's Matt Bosher now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down. Cousins now on 2nd down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
We're going. Let's go. Gun.
On 4th down, they do snap it to Cousins. And this is going to be incomplete. It was Desmond Trufant right there, step for step in coverage. So shall we say a bold decision to go for it, and that bold decision does not pay off.
And when you talk about bold, you're saying all caps?
All caps.
Yeah, without a doubt. Maybe they're telling their defense they have a lot of faith in them. I mean, that's how you have to spin it. Is that you tell your defense, you know something? We were able to go for it there because you guys are so good. I'm not worried about things. That's the only explanation I can come up with in this situation.
He better get ready to spin it for that post-game presser because you know he's going to be out.
He's going to have to spin it for his own locker room, frankly.
12. Gun. Ready, son.
Now Ryan on 2nd down. He sets to fire deep. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone. 1:57 to go in this first half. We're back to right after this timeout. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And that is no good. Hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in, and this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement, so now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. Oh, shifty. Whoa. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. 38 yards on the scamper there.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to. But they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, it created a big run. And they'll get him down right about the 20. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
A first down for Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. To throw, Cousins. Forced out to his left. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the ball is going to wind up out of bounds, so they will lose yardage, but they'll keep the football.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. The ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man. Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here, not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Grady Jarrett. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. Carlson able to put this one through. Themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
On first down, Ryan. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Get up! Go! Space, space.
On second down, here's Ryan. He completes it to Julio Jones. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10, down at the 33. Coleman. He'll get it to the 23-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, that's a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. The line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. They come up in an offset eye. He's going to get it running right. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? They'll try and run. Freeman. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, and the Falcons will add on to their lead. Bryant's extra point up and good, and the lead is now 17-3. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play.
How many plays do you script coming out of the
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Play fake. Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Terrell McClain coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. Off the play fake, Cousins. And they'll get him down here at the 23. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it. They'll indeed go for it. It's Cousins into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45, and they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
All right, Brandon. Normally when you hear about guys making 2 interceptions in the game, you're thinking must be a free safety, maybe a corner. How about getting 2 picks out of one of your linebackers? Again, he's just in the right place at the right time. That's another.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Kentrell Brothers in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Well, he had 2 sacks earlier. Now he has 4 total tackles for a loss after that play.
Well, they obviously have to do a better job trying to block him. But short of that, you know what the quarterback has to do? Make sure he doesn't hand it to him when he's back there thinking he's one of his own guys. His quickness, his suddenness, his speed getting into the offense's backfield has been something else in this game.
Escaping the pressure right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a 1st down. Threw a fastball when that wasn't necessary. Incomplete pass. When are these quarterbacks going to learn? You don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
And that'll hit in. Much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They go play action. Cousins. And Cook has it left side. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. It'll be a gain of 4. And it'll be 3rd down.
And when you have a guy in the backfield who can catch the football, you don't just use him strictly for checkdowns or dump-offs. You make him part of the primary passing attack because what you're trying to do is get him into open.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Terrell McClain in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Now Cousins. And it is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
20, 20. Gun. 11. Let him go.
Now Ryan. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Eric Silver there to make the grab. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
Let's go.
Again, it's Cook. And he'll get this one up to the 26. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to make the tackle.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The Vikings on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. They run the counter with Cook. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Grady Jarrett in there to pick up his 2nd sack. Noon. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Calvin Ridley, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. Ryan Saxter point up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Back to the ground, this time Cook. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. The tackle made there by Tack McKinley. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football?
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
After the interception, here's Ryan. Flushed out right. Looking deep for Julio. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. They start the drive with Cook. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little different.
Now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. They'll run. Here's Cook. And they go backwards here. Losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. Felt compelled to go for it there on fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a fourth down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Cousins now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Cousins. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Solid coverage on the play by Devondre Campbell. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
To throw is Cousins. He's going to look deep down the field. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Cousins. And he's able to find Diggs. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. Cousins now just 7 of 15 so far, but he's got a 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. And complete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. To the air again, it's Cousins. Buying time to his left. He'll end up getting 5 out of at 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down tonight, a very anemic. 1 for 9 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and the nose of the football.
Let's go. Wide. Take 4. Check.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jack Crawford in there with pressure yet again, and that's the 7th time they've dropped him here this afternoon. Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. And he's going to go down again. Jack Crawford in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A very solid gain of 27.
Well, go ahead and throw the ball, man. You got the big lead. You got the clock on your side. Obviously, they don't care much about the feelings of the other team, do they?
Well, I was going to say, you better run to the locker room pretty quick after this one.
Well, right now, maybe. They're just looking at it.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Sheldon Richardson in there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Oh, look at this. Ryan's going to throw it. He's going to wind up and air it out. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either playing.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Daniil Hunter in there to make the sack, He buries him for a loss of 10. First down, here's the run with Cook. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock.
Here we go.
Now a second down throw for Cousins. He's going to let it fly. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Hey, let's go. 11.
Ryan wants to throw it. Sanu with a grab over the middle. And he's brought down after a good gain. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. It's just their first. They've got two more to use here in the final stages. Ryan. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Everson Griffin able to drop him for a loss of 4. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match.